to Authentic Life 360 show. My name is Daniel, and here with me is Emmanuel. We've been talking about purpose. You know, episode 1, episode 2, we talk about values, how to create values, how to align your values to your purpose. And I want us today to talk about vision, how we can clarify our vision, because vision is birthed out of purpose.
Right.
So if you have purpose, you've got to break that purpose down so that you have a picture of a preferred future. That's how I define vision. You've got to see where you are going before you get there.
Mm-hmm.
And what purpose does for us is to give us a kind of a template,
Right.
an umbrella, so that we can now begin to pursue the future that we see from where we are.
Right.
Before we even get there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then one of the foundation of creating the vision is being able to identify a need. Something is missing. You want to create something new, or we want to improve something. Then we say, okay, this is an ideal situation that you want to portray, you want to see manifested, right? And we're able to say, oh, yes, okay, in this community, we've been seeing kids going, just playing rough. They don't really have something to do. There are no programs that can help them to build up their skills or to be engaged. And then it's okay, it's going to be nice if you can have a program in place. Maybe a music program or arts program where those kids can go after school and have certain knowledge impacted to them, or being able to create like an atmosphere for them to display or to express their talent and their skill set. That's a vision. Now I say, okay, how do we now bring about this, vision? What are we going to really do? So when you have a vision, it could be broad. But being able to clarify that which you really want, is the ability to be able to craft a vision that this, if you can have a building in place, or if you can rent a place, or even have a tent, or have go for whatever it might be, that can help one to be able to fulfill that need in a better situation in that community.
I love the word you use. You use the word ideal. Ideal means what needs to take place, or what is right, because that is what drives us that's what drives change.
Motivate, exactly.
And motivate and inspire
Right.
the ideal. But if I don't have the picture of what ideal looks like, I won't be able to get there. And that's why value is very, very important, that we talked about last episode. So please listen to that episode again, because you've got to know what is ideal to you, to your family, to your destiny, to your purpose. What is ideal? And then begin now to move towards the ideal.
Yes, the motivation, there's a drive
Toward the ideal.
toward the ideal. So
Did you hear that? There's a drive towards the ideal. So we've got to establish ideal. For example, in a family, the ideal might be to resolve conflict on time, because where we will have conflict. But the ideal might be, how do we create a peaceful home?
peace.
That
Exactly.
peaceful home is an ideal.
It's a vision.
It's a vision.
Right.
Then we need to sit on board to say, okay, this is what I can do, that's what I can do. We can talk to this people, but you got to have that picture of what ideal looks like.
Which is that value. Peace.
Yeah.
It's a value.
So you walk towards ideal.
You work toward so get everybody towards the idea. So then what can you create? That okay, to have a perfect and peaceful home. So then what does peaceful home looks like?
So you have to break it down.
Yes. That's being clear about it. So a peaceful home to some people might be okay, everybody come together and watch and study the day together and end the day together and being able to agree on certain things, like, or maybe on their finances or whatever it might be. That's what brings about peace. And some people, it's like, okay, they already have that. Well, but what peace means in their house, there's no shouting, quiet. Everybody just be in your own room.
Do your own
and just do
thing.
your own stuff there. So what's the ideal? So to them, then some people are like, "Okay, why is everything so quiet? That peace, what sounds like peace to somebody, is like, this is just boring, right?
I'm laughing, because as you were talking, something came to my mind. I think I saw something on the net, and he said, when I'm hearing shouting here and there in the house, that's not my source of worry. My source of worry is when there's quietness in the house.
Why is everything peaceful?
Yes, I start worrying.
Something's going on, right?
That's why I was laughing when you were talking about.
Right.
But it's the ideal. It's the ideal that drives us. Ideal in your organization. What is ideal looks like to you? What can you see? Because when we're talking about vision, it's very, very powerful to be able to see it. Because if you don't see it, you can't get it. You can't get there. I remember in the Bible, Abraham, God, he said, God brought him out, and God showed him what ideal looked like. He said, look to the east, to the west, to the south, to the north. He said, all this land, I'm going to give it to you. God gave him a picture of ideal. You got to have that picture of ideal. And it's internal first, before external.
Exactly, something you can envision. Just like when you talk about Abraham in the Bible, thinking the kind of ideal God gave is prosperity. Prosperity. So able to prosper. So it was like, okay, how can I prosper? So being able to see what that prosperity looks like, having a lot of kids, having a nation, prosperity. Okay, this is what it's going to be like. So you can see that. Now, it's a clear vision. Now, prosperity becomes, okay, I'm little, I'm nothing, but I can see an ideal, what it looks like to be a nation, just a family being a nation. So we're now back to the point that whatever you're doing to achieve that vision, or which is mostly even also embedded, and the values are also embedded in that vision, it's not going to be a clear way. It's not going to be a clear path.
There'll be obstacles.
There'll be obstacles.
But you still have to be motivated by the vision that you saw.
By the vision, exactly. So that's one of the things, I think in the first episode where we're talking about, you are doing something that you don't really like. But what can continue to propel you and drive you is that vision. Okay, I have an ideal place I'm going. This is an ideal place I'm going. Even though it's tough, it's rough, but I know I'm going to get in there.
Because
even
you
though I'm suffering now,
something.
even though I'm suffering now, yes, and that's where purpose comes into place. Fulfillment. Just even thinking back to the internal picture that you have is enough to give you a purpose. So a fulfillment as you're even going through that.
So that means
challenge.
At the end of the day, or every day, or maybe once a week or once a month, everyone has to have a picture or reflection of what the ideal looks like in comparison to where I am right now.
Exactly.
So that I will not allow anything to stop me from reaching there.
Right.
That's very, very important. That's very, very crucial. Because if I don't have that vision, anything can become an obstacle.
Exactly. People can pull it back. People can discourage you. And then it's two ways. That's the negative side. The positive side, in being able to share your vision with people,
Trusted people,
can help you to gain the right support.
And accountability too.
And accountability.
And the right people.
Right. And right people to help one, to push one, to join one in the journey. In a journey, exactly.
So vision helps us to create a journey.
Right. Exactly. Wow.
Yeah, a journey as we go along at different stages, people join us on that journey.
Exactly.
And some people can drop off.
Right. when then people they serve their time, they're gonna find new purpose, new value, or whatever they're gonna go for. But that's not the issue. When being able to stay focused on that ideal,
No matter who is dropping off, no matter who is coming,
right?
Because everybody has, like we talk about that, purpose is lived in community, and you attract people as you attract resources as you go along,
Right.
And you have to keep your eyes on the goal.
The goal.
If you don't keep your eyes on the goal, you're going to falter when things become difficult.
Things are gonna become difficult.
It's not
That,
if.
that is the purpose of vision. Because you can see it clearly. It's already existing in one's mind. It's just a manifestation. So it's the process of manifestation that's going to bring about those challenge.
The process of manifestation will bring about challenge to sway you from being established.
Discourage one. Things might be difficult. Things might take so many years, a lot of effort, your resources, and everything. So it's applicable. So, for example, let's say in a family, when the parents have a vision for their kids, it's not gonna be easy. Even though the parents can see it, the kids might not be able to comprehend.
So they'll fight every...
The fight and they say, no, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. But if you keep on going, knowing the right strategies and everything to put in place, the right resources to put in place to help, then before it is too late, those kids are going to grow up and see that vision in manifestation.
So you got to envision something. Now, let's talk about the importance of writing down what you envision. Because I believe that some people, they have what they want to do, but it's here. But it's not written down. Let's talk about the importance of documenting.
Right.
So that you have something to go to fall back on.
Right.
And not lose perspective as you go on.
Yes. I think I'm going to cite a very good example where I think in learning, there's this experiment that's been performed that whatever you write down, you get to remember. At least 70%.
I'm going to say that whatever you write down, you will remember.
Right. So writing stuff down helps one to stay focused.
Do you hear that? Again, I'm going to repeat it. Writing something down will help you to stay focused. So writing your vision down.
Right.
Don't just have it here.
Right.
Write it down.
Right.
Pull it out.
Exactly.
It will help you to stay focused.
Right. There's that the mind can only focus on one thing at a time. Right. So now you write down you want to go to what's it called? You want to make, say, a certain amount of money in your lifetime. When you write it down, put it somewhere where you're able to see it every day, like a reminder.
So it's not just writing it down and putting it somewhere you can.
No, don't draw it. Yeah.
The Bible says something. It said, keep your focus on it.
Right.
Yeah.
That writing down, you want to put it somewhere. It could be a picture. That's one good thing about vision. There's what is called a vision board.
Yes.
So have a picture. It's like you want to build a house. You go to an architect or someone that can draft your ideal or an idea. Tell that person, I want a house. I have a picture of my house, a functional house where I'm going to have a library. And I want, first thing in the morning, I just want to get out of my bed. I want to first enter my library. Then after my library, I want to get into the washroom, shower. Then after showering, dress up. After dressing up, get into my... So you are giving that person the mental idea. Then that person can now come as an architect with a training and draw something out for you. And project that picture from the mind into a paper or a piece of material where you can say, yes, I like that. Oh, this is good. This is better. So that way, it's part of the manifestation process.
So you have an idea.
Right.
You put it out.
Right.
It's like you download it. And you have the ideal picture before you have the full manifestation.
I like the right word, the download.
So So that means when I write things down, I download my vision
Exactly.
into what I can see.
Yes.
And it's all on my in my focus every day.
Exactly. So you download it, then you can say, okay, this one it's going to be good this way. You're writing it down, and you can be there maybe in the morning. You're spending 5 minutes to just work on your vision and envisioning. Then you go about your day. You don't even remember that anymore.
Let's talk about that and the process of subconscious and conscious mind. Because I know it's very, very important to vision. Because you can have a vision that you don't even. Some people say, I have a vision, and ask them, what's your vision? They can't remember.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So like for example, you have maybe you're reflecting early in the morning. Maybe you read a book and an idea comes to your mind. Write it down, put it somewhere. So the moment you go about your day, you might even forget about it. But once you want to say, I had an idea in the morning. What's the idea? Can't even remember anymore. It's gone.
It's gone because there's no document.
There's no document
to back it up.
But you put it in there, work on it again. Another day, you're growing it, right? So you have something to come back to.
So when you write your vision down, you have something to come back to
for improvement,
development,
and manifestation,
and for something to just keep you stable. And focus.
It's something you can share with people that can help you too.
So let's continue about writing things down. So you write it down and put it where you can see it every day, and you see it. Spend time looking at it because that's your vision.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're using the analogy of a draftsman or an architect helping you to download what you see.
Right.
Put it on paper.
Right.
Because what you see is what you can build.
Exactly. So, for example, maybe one is just blessed with being able to download ideas. Download ideas. Share the ideas, share the vision with people. And you might not even have an idea on how to build it. You might not even have the money. Right? But being able to put it down somewhere helps one to be able to communicate it.
Because somebody has the resources,
right,
but might not have the idea.
Right. Might not have the idea. So you might be seeing it, and it helps one to able to create something clear, because vision then has to do with clarity too. There's a space for idea. It doesn't mean that every idea that is coming to your mind, it is something that you should just deliver that way. So you still have to think over it and build it and improve it, and then talk to people that knows and understand better. So, for example, you might say, I really want to build 1,000-story build a skyscraper. And people might say, yes, in which land? And maybe you have some people that are architects. They've studied the geographies, and they've studied the condition, the state of the soil of that place, that they knew, okay, you can't build more than 100-story building here. Even though you have an idea of 1,000-story building, you have to know the appropriate place
to be able to situate your building.
So if you say, yes, I want to build in the wrong place, it's gonna fail.
So you still need,
or it's not gonna be approved.
Yeah,
and one will be frustrated.
And the Bible says in the month of counsel, there's safety.
There's safety, exactly. So that's where. So if you're not able to do that and talk to people and share the idea with people, then even though you have the idea, it's going to be difficult for one to be able to manifest.
And what I found is that idea begets ideas.
Exactly.
And sometimes the idea you start with might not be the idea that you end with.
It's growth, yes.
Yeah, because that idea might just be the foundation. And it might be the one that will spark other ideas that you finally stick to.
Exactly. Keep on building, and that's where being able to share with other people, then people contribute. Now remember, purpose is not about your selfish, one selfish gain. It's all about how can other contribute, how can you serve other people, and part of service to other people is allowing other people to contribute what they know into it.
Because then you are giving them that opportunity to serve you.
Yes, exactly.
Because if you think, and I think we need to talk about that, because sometimes some of us like to give and give and give and give. We don't like to receive. And that's a very, very dangerous place to be.
Right.
It's like when you are breathing out and you are not bringing it. We need the balance.
One's going to suffocate, one's going to die when it's not time.
When you are not receiving.
When you're not receiving, you're not replenishing. That's the best.
I
way to
love
put
that.
it. Right.
I love that. Replenishing.
Right.
So you are always giving, but you are not replenishing.
You're not replenishing.
So when we allow other people to contribute, that's how we replenish.
We replenish.
Do you get that now? Right. When you allow other people to contribute, to give you feedback, to seek, to sow into your dream and vision, that's how you replenish. In other words, if you always plenish, you come to the place where you will lack. You will be without.
Exactly.
You need to create the environment for you to start to keep on replenishing.
Right.
That's how you're going to last long. If all you do is you walk, and you are not sleeping, you are not replenishing your energy, you're going to get burnout.
Right.
You're going to get compassion fatigue. And you're going to give up.
Right.
Okay? And this is part of understanding purpose. This is part of purpose too.
Purpose, yeah.
Because there's a purpose for sleep.
Right.
There's a place for sleep. There's a purpose for sleep.
Right.
There's a place for our value, and there's a place for allowing other people to contribute to our lives too. This is how we make life goes around. Life goes around when we allow other people to do what they are called to do in our lives.
Right. So that's part of I think in our first episode we're talking about like an ecosystem. Purpose is for one to be able to understand purpose is that you find yourself within an ecosystem where you're part of it, that you're not all. So it's like giving and taking, giving and taking.
You are part of it.
You're part of it.
You are not all.
So that's where the idea is coming. You're not only thinking about your idea. Maybe, you want to build something somewhere, and then you have to consider how that's going to impact some other people.
You can't just decide today and say, I'm going to build, and that's it.
Right.
And so your vision then needs to be balanced with reason and wisdom.
That's the purpose, yes.
You don't just say, I have this vision, and go with. And we've seen, people that have visions, like Hitler. Hitler has a vision, but his vision is to wipe out
selfishness.
Selfishness.
Right.
And he got people, and that's one thing that, look at it. If people are doing something wrong, they will always have support. So we might be depriving ourselves if we are not reaching out to people. We might be creating obstacles, self-sabotaging.
Right.
Because there are some people that need to help you, that their fulfillment is attached to helping you fulfill your destiny, your vision.
Right.
That is why they exist. That's why they exist in that ecosystem.
Right.
So if you are not involving them because you are so selfish and stingy and not sharing your idea, you are not going to help those people come into their own fulfillment.
Right.
So they are not going to be satisfied. You are not going to be satisfied. And our world will suffer.
And another thing that's funny about hiding stuff like that is maybe it's what somebody have already experienced in the past. Right. That they've already had a lesson about, and I just want to keep quiet, don't tell anybody. Now it's like maybe they've learned something
that will save you energy and time and money.
And then it's like, keep quiet. Now
you have to learn it's either you learn your lesson the right way or the hard way.
Exactly.
And many of us today, we are learning our lessons of life the hard way. You don't have to.
Yeah. So that's part of the ecosystem. Maybe the idea that crossed your mind already crossed somebody else's mind, and they've gone away far and gave up. Maybe you're just there to take it from there.
From where they stop.
Where they stop. So, I tried before, but I did this, that. When I got to this place, I couldn't do this, and maybe that's where you're going to learn. Instead of you reinventing the wheel and start all over, by the time you burn yourself to that stage, you're going to give up.
You get stuck.
You get stuck. But if you take it from that place,
where they stop,
then you have the power and ability to take it to another further, right?
To generate more momentum. And go further.
Further. Thank you, Father. Right.
Can you imagine? See, this is very, very powerful. Because when we understand the pathway of purpose, we realize that it's about community. We realize that it's about that ecosystem, that everybody has something to contribute.
Right.
And sometimes what people will bring our way might be the challenge
Exactly.
that will help us
Exactly.
to think creatively.
Exactly.
And this is purpose. This is purpose. Because sometimes we only see purpose from one angle. That there are other people that their purpose is to help you grow.
Right.
And you don't grow sometimes during comfort times. You grow where there are pressures.
I think that's one thing we've been talking about. That purpose doesn't mean, it's only going to bring fulfillment because you know there's a meaning. You're finding meaning, whatever you're doing.
But how that fulfillment is going to come back might be you might have to fight through something.
Exactly.
And because their purpose is to keep you on your toes sometimes.
Right. It's always very tough, but it's the meaning that brings about fulfillment and joy.
And when we understand that, then we can stick to the plan.
Right.
And not allow obstacles to stop us.
See,
we might have to create and recreate different pathway to the goal.
Right. See, that drive is there. See, that's part of the vision is there because you know where you're going, so the drive is there.
Yeah. And let's quickly talk to somebody that is being discouraged right now because of, all they see is that they know where they have to go. They can see it, but there are different obstacles in their path, and they want to give up. There might be another way. You probably have to sit down. Now, your discouragement has beclouded you. That's why you can't see the other path. There's always a different way, a way of escape. But if you can't sit down to think through or to invite other trusted people around you to help you think through, you're going to get stuck. Right. But God never designed anyone to get stuck. Even nature does not define anyone. That's why we have law of gravity. Whatever goes up must come down. Right. There's always a way. The mountain we have to give way. The Bible talks about the mountain clapping, the mountain being leveled. So don't give up on your dreams. You might have to try again. You might have to look other ways. You might have to bulldoze your way through. Right. But never give up. Talk to somebody, sir. Talk to somebody about it that is really, really going through that tough time and they are at the verge of giving up right now. Because we are talking about it, we want to encourage you so that you don't give up. Obstacles is part of the journey.
Right.
Like one writer says, obstacle is the way.
Right. Yes. As we've just been talking and sharing about vision, having a clear vision is so important that whenever you feel like giving up on your on whatever you're doing, refer back to the vision. Refer back to the ideal place. Refer back to the benefit that other people are going to gain. Then when you know other people's needs are met, you're going to get back from that too. So we talked about both ways. So as you're giving, know for sure it's going to come back to you. So that's what vision is meant to do. It's meant to help us, to motivate us, to propel us. So I think we already mentioned that the importance of having to write down a vision. If you don't have that, go back to your vision and write it down. Let it be clear. That statement, repeat it over and over again every day, in the morning, in the evening, and knowing for sure that this is a value that is meant to guide your action, and reach out to right people that can help you. That's as we talk about accountability partner. Those are the person you can reach back to that can help you in those difficult times too, right?
So vision too creates the atmosphere of possibility. If you can see it, you can touch it. You understand what I'm saying? If you can see it,
you can achieve it.
You can achieve it.
Right.
If you can see it, you can achieve it. Yeah. And when we're talking about seeing it, we're not talking about the physical manifestation yet. We're talking about if you can see it in your mind.
Yeah.
You can have the physical manifestation, which is called achievement. When God gives you something to do, know that something is going to fight tooth and nail to make sure that doesn't come to pass. But if you can see it, you can achieve it. Keep going. Okay? I know it's tough. Don't give up on that marriage. You're trying with your children. Don't give up. Keep going. You're starting that business and or that church or that ministry or that program, and it's as if everything is turning against you. Keep going. There's help for people who do not give up. eventually, Red Sea will always part ways. The mountains will always give way. It's the promise of God that He will level mountains and valleys, and the trees of the forest will clap.
Right.
There is always a way, and they say where there's a will, there is a way. There's always going to be a way. Change your mindset and attitude about those obstacles. There is always a way, and you will laugh at last. Is there any final word to encourage somebody as we wrap up today?
Yeah, and I think I already mentioned that it's so key and so important to wake up every day in the morning and learn to envision and to imagine and to visualize one's vision. So it could be in a relationship that one might be struggling with, but one should focus on the vision, which is also tied to the value. So what value do you have? Do you want peace? Do you want love? Do you want joy? Do you want whatever it might be? Let it be that guiding factor that helps someone to create that vision of what an ideal life means to you. So, and when we have that, we know for sure, and we're making taking necessary action every day. It's going to be a drive towards manifestation of where we want to be, no matter how tough life might be.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? So until next time, stay connected, stay inspired, and stay empowered. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.